What's up, friends? Today we're checking out I Won't Say I'm in Love from Hercules.
Honey, you mean Hercules.
We'll be looking at this song from the perspective of a songwriter and producer and someone who's really studied the heck out of Disney songs and musical songs and kind of what makes them function well. So expect a lot of pauses to go over all the specific elements and all of the things kind of making this song what it is.
If there's a prize for rotten judgment, I guess I've already won that.
Okay, the beginning of this song I think is so cool because we introduce 3 different instruments pairing with the vocal so like individually. So we start with that harp noise for if there's a price for rotten judgment, and then the strings come in, the viola and violin, and then the bass comes in. And we can tell it's a stand-up bass, and it comes in this really interesting way, kind of like a little flourish in. And I think that's so cool. It's such a fun way to keep the song minimal and still introduce a lot of instrumentation. I love kind of introducing instruments individually in my songs, but I've never tried this exact technique, and I think it's just so good. I mean, Menken just knows how to orchestrate things.
Honey, we can see right through you, girl, you can't deceive it. We know how you're feeling, who you're thinking of.
What I think is really cool about this song is we've had these muses, these kind of chorus girls, present throughout the entire musical, throughout the entire movie. But this is the first time that they're directly interacting with another character's singing. You know what I'm saying? We had Hercules having his big song, but they weren't involved in that. Like, they weren't present at all during that. Throughout, they've been telling the story of Hercules, but they haven't been involved in the song that someone else is singing. And here, they're directly involved with what Meg as a character is going through, kind of adding this counterplay to it. It's almost like they're arguing with her perspective. Also, I love that Menken is making this little callback to Little Shop of Horrors that he did by having this kind of doo-wop section. You can tell that doo-wop and having chorus people is a big part of his kind of musical soul and his musical identity, and how important it was for the development of his career. And I love that he's calling back to that style in this song.
No chance, no way, I won't say you don't know. You swoon, you sigh, why deny it? It's still cliche, I won't say I'm in love.
I think it's so interesting that we introduced this song with all these really interesting instrumentations. We had harps, we had violins, we had like an orchestra, we had a bass going on, we had trumpets, and then for the most part, we're not using those things. It's piano, drums, and vocals. There's also that bass line still going in there, but we don't have harp, strings, or horns really making an appearance here. And I think that's intelligent production because you don't want to kind of overcrowd the space. I'm a big believer in minimalism, and you can hear that throughout my music, especially in my latest album, Flows. So I love that dedication to the minimalism, but I think it's really funny that we introduced these instruments that still haven't made a reappearance after more than 40 seconds into the song.
Unless you're dying to cry your heart out. You keep on denying who you are and how you're feeling, baby. We're not buying, but we saw you in the street and facing like a grown-up. When you're gonna own up that you got it back.
I think the muses sell this song so well, and they add so much personality to the song. You know, you've got her doing these runs over top of what the muses are doing. You've got this phenomenal vocalist. I mean, she's just almost like a staple in terms of the musical theater community. So she's just killing it, but it's not about her. Like, it's about those chorus girls behind her and the fun personalities, the fun animation paired with their personalities and the way they're kind of lifting up.
Get off my
That little acoustic guitar. The intelligent use of instrumentation in this song is so brilliant. There's so many instruments in the song, but they're not all playing at the same time at any point. We never go into this big chorus with all the things going. It's not like maximalist at all. It's very minimalist throughout, but we still have a lot of really interesting flavors in terms of instrumentation. You got electric guitar, you got acoustic guitar, just doing things in a more rhythmic way. They're never taking over the song. Everything's kind of finding its position. I think that's so important in knowing how a song functions, how it's produced, to make sure that that instrumentation never takes over. And I think in terms of songwriting, this song is so intelligent, and it really is kind of the heart of this movie to me. A lot of the songs have these really silly things, these really punny type of things going on, like Zero to Hero, and that's kind of that Zappelli influence on the music. You can tell that he has this really big influence with lyrics where he's having a lot of funny jokes throughout the song. But here, there's not a lot of jokes. Like, the joke is the personality of the muses and this kind of argument and our knowledge that she's totally falling in love in this circumstance, but she's just refusing to say it. Yeah, what a great song. It works really well in terms of format. It's like they took this genre that they understood, this kind of call and response, doo-wop chorus type of thing with a little bit of that gospel influence still, because this is, you know, a gospel influenced musical, and they use that genre to perfectly convey a moment in the movie and in the musical, which I think is great. Hope you've enjoyed my thoughts on this song. If you have, I'd really appreciate it if you checked out my music. I recently put out an album called Flows. It's really good. It has a lot of collaboration on it. It's a really fun little hip-hop album with piano and drums, a lot of singing on it too. So I think if you enjoy Disney music, you'll actually really enjoy this. I keep everything clean the entire time as well. Thanks so much. Catch you on the flip.
Picture perfect elegance in a purple dress. I want your heart and soul, won't settle for less. My friends accuse me of being too monotonous.